Stop waiting for the perfect day to start speaking English, because that perfect day will never come. That's exactly what Mia told herself one cold morning as she stared into her mirror. She'd been learning English for almost 2 years, watching grammar videos, downloading vocabulary apps, even following English pages on Instagram. But every time she tried to speak, her voice trembled. She knew the words, but her tongue froze. She worked as a receptionist in a hotel, and every time an English-speaking guest came up to the desk, she would panic and call her coworker for help. One day, her manager gently said, "Mia, you're great at your job, but you need to speak up more confidently." That night, something changed inside her. She thought, "I can't keep hiding behind my fear, so." She made a promise to herself, for the next 30 days. I will practice English every single day, no excuses. Little did she know, those 30 days would completely transform her life. Section 2. Day 1. The mirror method. Mia started with something so simple, yet so powerful it almost felt silly at first. Every morning, she stood in front of her mirror, looked into her own eyes, and started speaking in English. Good morning, Mia. How are you feeling today? She said with a nervous laugh. At first it was awkward. She mixed up words, forgot grammar, and even laughed at herself. But she kept going. 5 minutes turned into 10, and soon she was having many conversations with herself about her plans for the day, her dreams, or even what she'd cook for dinner. She called it mirror talk, and it became her favorite part of the day. Why was it so effective? Because she was practicing in a safe space. No one to judge her, no fear of mistakes, just her voice and her reflection. Within a week, she started noticing something incredible. Her tongue moved faster, her brain connected words more naturally, and most importantly, her confidence grew. Mia realized that fluency isn't about perfection, it's about consistency. Section 3. Turning the world into a classroom. By the second week, Mia started turning her entire world into an English learning zone. She changed her phone language to English. She watched YouTube videos and Netflix shows with English subtitles. She even started describing everything around her out loud. When she was cooking, she'd say, "Greater than now, I'm chopping the onions. Oh no, they're making me cry again." When she was walking to work, she'd narrate, "Greater than the sky looks beautiful today. I think it's going to rain later." It sounded funny, but this trick made her brain think in English instead of translating from her native language. And here's where it gets interesting. She also discovered something called the shadowing technique. She would play a short clip from an English speaker and repeat everything they said in real time, copying their tone, speed, and emotion. For example, she shadowed short motivational videos or news clips. At first, she couldn't keep up, but by the end of the week, her pronunciation and rhythm sounded more natural, almost like a native speaker. She realized that listening was not enough. Imitating was the key. Section 4. Overcoming the fear of speaking. By week 3, Mia was more confident, but her biggest challenge was still waiting, talking to real people. One day, a British guest arrived at the hotel. Mia's heart started racing. She could feel her palms sweating. Her brain screamed, "What if I make a mistake? What if they don't understand me?" But then she remembered something she read online. Greater than confidence doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from being brave enough to try. So, she smiled and said, "Good evening, sir. Welcome to our hotel. How is your flight?" The guest smiled back and replied, "It was long, but your greeting just made my day." That simple sentence made Mia's heart explode with joy. She did it. She actually spoke confidently in English. From that day, She started speaking with every English-speaking guest, sometimes just small talk, sometimes longer conversations. Asterisk, she made mistakes, of course, but she laughed through them. Asterisk, and she realized, people don't care about your accent, they care about your effort to keep practicing. She joined an online English-speaking group. Every evening, she'd log in and talk with learners from around the world. Asterisk, they made it a rule, no judging, only learning. Asterisk, the more she spoke, the more natural it became. By the end of week 3, Mia was no longer afraid of speaking. She was actually excited to use English every day. Asterisk. Section 5. The 30-day transformation. On day 30, Mia recorded herself speaking in English about her journey. Asterisk, when she compared it to her first day video, she was stunned. Her voice was clearer, her sentences smoother, and her confidence unshakable. Asterisk, she had gone from a shy,